My girlfriend said, "You're intimidated by my success. That's why you're holding me back. I'm a firefighter. She's in marketing." I said, "You're right." Then I ran into a burning building that same week, saved 3 lives, and made the national news. When her coworkers asked if she was dating that hero, original post, I, 32 male, I'm a firefighter. Been on the job for 9 years, currently an engineer at my station, which means I drive the rig and operate the pump. Before that, I was on the ladder for 6 years. It's not a career that makes you rich. I clear about $68,000 base with overtime, bumping it to around $82,000 in a good year. I work 24-hour shifts, come home smelling like smoke, and have scars on both forearms that I don't talk about at parties. It's honest work. I'm proud of it. My ex-girlfriend works in marketing at a tech company. She's a senior account manager. She makes around $105,000, which she mentioned often. Not in a bragging way at first, more in an offhand, "Isn't it crazy I make this much" kind of way. But over time, the mentions started landing differently. Sharper, more comparative. We were together for 2 years. The first year was great. She thought the firefighter thing was attractive. She'd come to station barbecues, take photos with the rig, post them with captions like "my hero" with a fire emoji. She loved telling people at parties what I did. It was her favorite fun fact about our relationship. The shift happened about a year in, when she got promoted to senior account manager. Bigger salary, bigger title, bigger ego. Suddenly, the firefighter thing wasn't cute anymore. It was beneath her. She started making comments. Small ones at first. You could go back to school. Get into something with more growth potential. My colleague's boyfriend just made partner at his firm. Isn't that amazing? I'm not saying there's anything wrong with what you do, but don't you ever want more? More. She said that word a lot. Like what I had wasn't enough. Like running into structures that are actively trying to kill me was somehow a lack of ambition. Then came the dinner party. She'd been invited to her VP's house for a small gathering. The kind where everyone brings a bottle of wine that costs more than my shift meal. She told me to wear a blazer and maybe don't bring up the firefighter stuff right away. I said, "What should I tell people I do?" She said, "Just say you're in public safety. It sounds more professional." I wore my normal button down. When someone at the dinner asked what I did, I said, "I'm a firefighter." My girlfriend's smile tightened so hard I'm surprised she didn't crack a molar. On the drive home, she went off. "Do you have any idea how that looked?" Every other person there was talking about acquisitions and product launches, and you're over there describing how fire spreads through ventilation systems. The host asked me. He was genuinely interested. He was being polite. He asked me 3 follow-up questions and showed me his home fire extinguisher setup. That's not the point. What's the point then? And that's when she hit me with it. The full version. The thing she'd been building toward for months. The point is that you're intimidated by my success, and that's why you're holding me back. I'm trying to build a life that reflects where I'm going, and you're stuck in a job that hasn't changed since you were 23. I need a partner who matches my ambition, not someone who's content to stay exactly where they are. I let that sit in the car for about 30 seconds. The silence was heavy. Then I said, "You're right." She blinked. "What?" "You're right. You need someone who matches your ambition. And I need someone who doesn't think saving lives is a conversation liability. So let's stop wasting each other's time." She backpedaled immediately. "That's not what I meant. I'm just saying. You said it pretty clearly. I'm holding you back. So I'm letting go." She didn't think I was serious. She genuinely thought this was the part where I'd apologize for being defensive and promise to work on myself. That's how the script usually went. I'd push back. She'd frame it as her just wanting the best for us, and I'd cave. Not this time. I told her when we got home that I thought we should take a break. She said I was overreacting to constructive feedback. I said constructive feedback doesn't include telling your partner their career is an embarrassment. She slept at her friend's place that night. That was a Thursday. 4 days later, Monday, my shift started at 6 a.m. At around 2 in the afternoon, we got a structure fire call. Residential, multi-family building. When we pulled up, there was heavy smoke showing from the 2nd and 3rd floors, and a woman on the sidewalk screaming that her kids were still inside. I'm not going to dramatize what happened next because this isn't a movie and fire isn't glamorous. It's hot and dark and loud, and you can't see anything, and your mask fogs and your body is telling you to leave, and your training is telling you to go further. We made entry. My captain and I went up the interior stairs. I found 2 kids in a bedroom on the 2nd floor, a girl, maybe 6, and a boy, maybe 4, hiding under a bed. Grabbed them both, got them down and out to the medics. Then a neighbor said there was an elderly woman on the 3rd floor who couldn't walk well. I went back in with another crew member. Found her in a back bedroom. We carried her down. By the time we got out the 2nd time, the 2nd floor had flashed over. If we'd been 2 minutes later on either entry, it would have been a completely different outcome. The kids were fine. The woman was hospitalized for smoke inhalation but recovered. Nobody died. A local news crew had been nearby, covering a traffic accident, and diverted to the fire. They got footage of me coming out of the building with the kids, one under each arm, face black with soot, helmet crooked. That footage got picked up by a regional affiliate, then a national one. By Tuesday morning, it was everywhere. My captain did the on-camera interview, but the footage was of me. My face, my name in the cheering. Local firefighter saves 3 in apartment blaze. I woke up Tuesday to 200+ notifications on my phone. Texts from family, old friends, guys from academy. My lieutenant sent me a link to the clip on a major news site with a message. Your famous brother. Don't let it go to your head. My ex-girlfriend had not texted me once since Thursday night, until she saw the news. Update 1. Her first text came Tuesday at 11:43 a.m. Oh my God, are you okay? I just saw the news. I responded, I'm fine. Thanks. She texted again. That was insane. I can't believe that was you. Can we talk? I said, I'm on shift until tomorrow morning. I'll call you when I'm off. I didn't call her when I got off. Not because I forgot, because I wasn't ready. I needed to figure out what I was feeling. The truth is, after the fire, I was on an adrenaline high for about 6 hours, and then I crashed hard. Sat in the locker room for 20 minutes, just staring at the wall. My hands were shaking. Not during the fire. After. That's how it always works. Your body holds it together until it's safe to fall apart. I went home, showered, slept for about 14 hours, and woke up Wednesday evening to a situation I hadn't anticipated. My ex had posted about the fire. On her Instagram. Not a congratulatory message. Not a so proud of him. Post. She'd reposted the news clip to her story with the caption, when your boyfriend is literally a hero, fire red heart, and tagged me. Your boyfriend. She called me her boyfriend. After Thursday's fight. After calling my career an embarrassment. After the holding me back speech. After sleeping at her friend's house without a single text for 4 days. The moment I was on national news, she was my girlfriend again. But it didn't stop there. One of her coworkers, someone she regularly had lunch with, had seen the news and recognized me from my ex's old Instagram posts. On Wednesday, this coworker apparently asked her at work, wait, are you dating that firefighter from the news? The one who saved those kids. According to what I later found out from a mutual friend who worked at the same company, my ex didn't just say yes. She leaned into it. Full narrative. Told her coworker she was so scared when she heard about the fire that she'd been glued to the news, that she'd always known he was destined for something like this. She apparently talked about me for 20 minutes in the break room, painting herself as the devoted, terrified girlfriend. The same woman who 4 days earlier had told me my job was holding her back. Her coworkers ate it up. She became the girl dating the hero. People at her company were sharing the news clip in Slack channels, and someone had tagged her in the thread with a fire emoji. She was getting attention, the kind she understood, the kind she valued. And she was milking it. She texted me Wednesday night. People at work keep asking about you. They want her as a prop. I texted back. I thought I wasn't supposed to bring up the firefighter stuff. She responded,